Program Manager for the Youth Cinema Project. Some of you may have already heard about this, but YCP is a 501c3 nonprofit that brings project-based learning into public schools. We bring professional filmmakers into the classrooms, and we teach an entire filmmaking program in 1 year where our students get to write, pitch, act, direct, produce, work as production designers, gaffers, DPs, editors, music supervisors, script supervisors, and the whole thing, and then they attend red carpet premieres for their films. To learn more about our program or check out some of our student-made films, look around youthcinemaproject.org after the reading. And if you miss any of our live reads, you can watch them on our website too. To learn more about our program, you can also follow us on social media so that you can stay aware of all of the work that we do. So today we have MAYANS MC joining us. We are so excited that we dressed up as Mayans yesterday for our Zoom office meeting. That's how much we love the show. Is also our jefes on the show, and we got a little bit carried away. So thankfully you don't have to watch that. You get to watch the real Mayans that are here today. And they say that behind every great man, there's an even greater woman. I'm sure that's how it goes. And today I want to thank the beautiful women behind this cast, their agents and managers. Thank you, Gloria Hinojosa, Graciela Sanchez, and Aida Bernal for all of your help with this read. So our last read is happening on Friday with Narcos Mexico, live at 1 p.m. So do not miss that. And looks like it's time to get started. So I'm now going to be handing it over to Wesley, who's one of our filmmaking mentors and will be our host for today.
Thanks, Erica. Hi, I'm Wesley. Today we are going to be reading a script written by one of my students. We have amazing actors from the cast of FX's Mayans MC. They will be joining us momentarily to perform Islos 90022, written by Bibiana, a 7th grade YCP student from Eastmont Intermediate in Montebello, California. Bibiana is joining us today to introduce her script. Hi, Bibi.
Hi, Mr. West.
So we're super excited that you're here with us today. Can you tell us a little bit about what your script is?
My script is about a kid who has bigger hopes for himself, but he gets roped into his family's shady business. And at the end of the day, he has to choose what he's gonna do.
That sounds awesome. We know it's awesome. So what inspired you to write this story?
I've seen it a lot in real life, and I just wanted to put it out into a film for, so people could really see.
Yeah, I know your production team was working super hard on filming Islos 90022. What did it feel like having your idea turn into a script and then a film?
I mean, it was pretty crazy because, I wrote that, I did that. And I never thought that if people would be acting it, I never thought that it would actually get turned into something. I just wrote it just because I didn't really expect my film to get chosen for anything.
Well, it did, and we're so happy it did. So what's been your favorite part of YCP?
The experience, seeing how everything is made, seeing how, and it's really crazy because what's it called? You have to shoot so many times just for that specific angle. And then there's so many angles. So you got to shoot so many times. And those memory cards just get filled up. And
lots of bloopers, I know. Well, that's
that too.
Well, that's great. So thank you so much for being here with us today. Do you have any other shout outs?
I would like to shout out Miss Jimenez for letting me join film class. I would like to shout out you for teaching me how to use a mic and stuff and how to use a camera. And I'd like to thank Miss Cherise for showing me most things, like how to write, everything about that. I'd like to thank her for the most part.
We appreciate you so much, Bibi, for all of this. So great. Well, it's time to start. So let's get ahead. Let's go ahead and bring out our actors. We're so lucky to have an incredible cast today. Joining us from the cast of FX Mayans MC, we have J.D. Pardo, who plays Easy Reyes. Hey. And we have Emilio Rivera, who plays Marcus Alvarez. Hey. And we have Carla Baratta, who plays Adelita Espina. And Last but not least, we have Frankie Loyal, who plays Hank Tranquillosa. Okay, so welcome everyone, and thank you so much all for doing this. It looks like we're ready to start. Viviana will now be tuning into the live stream and watching the show. Okay, actors, are you ready to do this?
Ready.
Ready.
All right, I'm also going away, but I'll be reading off-screen directions. Here we go. YCP Live Reads presents East Los 90022, written by Bibiana. Interior Middle School Class Day. Chevoy, 14, Latino, caramel skin, smart, and determined in everything he does, shares a desk with Alisa, 14, a blonde girl with long hair and freckles. Alisa is sweet. We hear the voice of a teacher giving an assignment.
This week we'll be making a family tree. Talk to your desk partner about your parents, please.
I feel shy, Chevoy. You go first.
You're doing fine, Nessa.
My name is Alisa.
I know, Alisa. I called you Essa.
What does that mean?
Nothing bad. I put everything on that. Tell me about your parents.
My mom and dad were high school sweethearts, which is super cute. So they were always together and they have a lot of kids because they love each other so much.
My parents had a lot of kids because they started early.
Oh, they were young parents. My family love family road trips and we take a new family portrait every year. That's us in a nutshell.
My dad's got his own business.
My dad runs his own business too. He's a veterinarian. What kind of business does your dad do?
Sales. Yeah, just like his dad.
Oh, family business. Will you follow in his footsteps?
Nah, that's for my older brother. He's more like my dad. I like to think I'm like my mom.
Cute. Mama's boy. What is she like?
Not sure. She died when I was born. You know, it is what it is. My oldest brother, Junior, he's dead too. Real recent. Like a month ago. Yeah, he was smart. You know, he made bad choices.
I'm so sorry.
She hugs him.
Y familia in a nutshell.
The bell rings.
Chevoy, what's an esa?
A homegirl. Or a friend.
Interior house, Chevoy's room, night. Chevoy works on his family tree. His brother Angel, 15, struts in. Angel wears baggy clothes and has dark, slicked back hair.
What up, hermanito? You can help with the drop off or what? You got to get you your first one.
I got homework. Making a family tree.
Your family tree right here, fool. Water it. Watch it grow.
But I'm trying to live my life straight. And I won't be joining you.
You know, people like you don't make it nowhere but here. Dreams are for soft fools. Fools.
Why you clowning my dreams? You clowning my dreams, that hurts.
I can think of a few things that hurt more. You got commitments to this family. Commitments to keep a roof over your head.
Interior garage, night. Chevoy and Angel walk in as their father, Carlos, is getting tattooed. He doesn't look much older than his kids. He was their age when he had them.
Where you been?
Just philosophizing and junk.
What you philosophizing about?
About family.
What about family?
About family commitments and what's important.
You making the drop alone, Angel?
Well, that depends on what Chevoy decides.
We're floating around that someone might be watching. It's hot out there right now. I got tipped out by a trusted friend. I don't want no mess ups, huh? This is important, Angel. I need you to work this out.
Well, we'll just change the drop-off place and time.
And no offense, hermano, pero we're expected to deliver on time at a certain place. Mira, los Domino's, right? I mean, they show up late with your pizza, the order is free. I mean, what are... I'll make the delivery myself. I mean, they won't be expecting a kid to bring a bunch of toys to a toy drive.
No kid should make his first drop alone. Dad took Junior. Junior took me. I'm gonna take you, little essay.
No. Let him go alone. We'll stop at the store across the street and watch him from there.
No, no way.
No, I said he'll go alone. He's right. Sending a kid is perfect. They won't even expect him. Chevoy drops off the toys. You watch him across the street and I'll be there too. Make sure you guys don't mess this up.
Exterior streets of East Los Day. Chevoy walks down the street wearing a backpack and pulling a red radio flyer wagon full of toys. The wheels are squeaky. Exterior general store day. A sign says Christmas toy drive. Chevoy walks toward the door. When he opens the door, a bell rings. Interior other store, same time. From across the street, Carlos and Angel watch. They hold their breath. Exterior general store, same time. A police officer arrives. She studies Chevoy, who smiles, playing it cool.
Giving toys, other kids can enjoy Christmas. You're a good kid.
Chevoy pulls his wagon into the store as the officer holds the door.
Thanks, officer.
Interior other store, same time. Chevoy disappears into the store. Angel and Carlos breathe a sigh of relief watching the officer walk away.
Look at my little boy. I'm so proud of him, man. I can't believe he's pulling it off.
No credit till the deed is done.
A bell rings softly as Chevoy leaves the door, pulling an empty wagon. Carlos is filled with pride. They celebrate.
That little fool did it, man. He's ready. He was right. This was a perfect plan. He's a mastermind just like Junior.
They watch Chevoy pull his wagon down the street. Exterior streets of East Los Day. Chevoy can feel his heart beat in his ears. He did the drop. It was easy.
Put your hands up. You're under arrest. You have the right to remain silent.
Chevoy raises his hands as the police officer proceeds to handcuff him. Interior other store, same time. In horror, Carlos and Angel see Chevoy fall to his knees. Police sirens are heard. Angel tries to run across the street.
No. Leave it alone. He knows what to do.
Exterior streets of East Los, same time. The police officer escorts a handcuffed Chevoy to a car.
Tell me who you are working with.
No one. I work alone.
You're a kid. You're throwing your life away for people who don't deserve it.
She opens Chevoy's bag. There's nothing inside but his family tree.
Turn that into the teacher for me. It's an A waiting to happen.
I don't get it. You're obviously a bright kid.
You get it? You just don't want to see it, lady. This is Islos.
You'll have a lot of time to think about your choices in juvie.
Might be the best chance I got.
Fade to black. The end.
Look,
That
I'm
was-
gonna have to hang up right now because they're gonna call me back. But
So we want to thank all of our actors for the amazing performance. Bibi, how do you feel?
I mean, I don't know. That was perfect.
Bravo to you.
Bravo.
Yeah, it was so amazing. Thank you guys. So actors, what was your favorite part of the script?
I really love the twist at the end, you know, because that always makes great drama. And as an actor, you always want to know enough about what's going on, but you want room to for your own interpretation, for your own vision of the character. And Bibiana just did that really well with, for me, with the conflict of Chevoy and the decision that he had to make for himself, which I think comes as a surprise at the end of the script.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I think in general, it's a really good script. And what I love the most is that in a really short amount of pages, you can actually understand all the characters. It doesn't matter if they have just one line or two lines or more lines, but you get to see the personality and the soul of every character. And that's really impressive because sometimes you have to see like a 1 hour episode to understand just one character. So the ability that you have to transform what you have in your mind to the pages is really beautiful. And for me, that's the most important thing about a script, that each character has his own soul and his own personality. And I think you actually can see that in these, like, just, I don't know, 7 pages. And that's really impressive.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Keep on going with that script. I want to find out what happened to Junior. What you did right there is like I said before to you earlier, you know, sometimes you got to step away forward, you know, and whether it's your family or friends, and it's a beautiful story, man. Yeah, continue with that. I want to see the whole script. I want to see what happened to Junior. I want to see what happens to Chevoy. I want to see what happens later on. You can do it 10 years later, you know, and it's a very positive, man. Very positive. You know?
You'd be interested in a sequel?
No, I want to see the 100-page script. You dig what I'm saying? You know, nice. That's a nice synopsis. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I really appreciate the fact that the twist at the end about, you know, the potential of breaking a cycle was there. And it was also at that moment where Chevoy's being arrested, Angel's conscience kind of getting into him a little bit, because you see him where he, on one hand, is a little overbearing, but also protective of his little brother, but he also wants to please the father. And
Yeah.
the whole point where he talks about the comparison between Chevoy, his street smarts and his savvy, relating it to Junior's, kind of made him a little displaced. And, you know, how you cram that in so many, you know, like the small amount of pages was amazing. And I love the whole story, but you really put a lot of soul in that, and it was quality as opposed to quantity. So
yeah, like that one when you talked about Junior, we said he was smart, but he made the wrong choice. And there's so many kids that are smart, they just made that one bad choice, man. So, you know, it got me really good, really nice, you know.
Thank you.
So actors, do you have any advice you'd like to give Bibiana or any of the other YCP filmmakers who are watching?
Well, she said it first, you know, and what I tell, I'm not a writer, but I appreciate good writing. And the thing is, you know, write about, and you said it already, but you write about what you see, what you feel, what you're around. And you can't you can't be taught that. You have to, you see it. So that's real stuff right there. So you're already in the right path. You dig what I'm saying? So it's kudos to you, man,
Thank you.
Yeah, I would say just my follow-up to that would be that art saved me. Art got me out of Panorama City and Van Nuys. And for me, there wasn't an actor or anybody that I knew in the entertainment industry that came from that place. So my advice would be that if this is your passion, first of all, you can absolutely do it. It's all there for you. You're already thinking at a high level. I would just advise you now that to open up your library of stories, of films. It's so easy for us to get caught up with what we see in our own neighborhoods and to think that that's life. But if you open up your mind and your artists with all these great movies, these classic films that were made, it's just going to inform you more and enhance your storytelling ability.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
And I think for me, what it's been really helpful, it's to let myself being vulnerable, because sometimes everybody nos enseñan como you have to be strong and you have to be an independent woman and you have to be, like fight for this. And it's true. But at the same time, if you don't open yourself to that part of yourself that is vulnerable, for me, that's where I found art. And it's like an escape. So if you have all these emotions, if you see all these violence around you or whatever it is that you're seeing that is surrounding you, if you open yourself, that vulnerable side through art, it's going to be a beautiful and a magical thing. It could be anything that you want to do, writing, filming, painting, whatever it is. But if you need to let that vulnerable part go, because if not, it's going to be like a timing bomb, just like waiting to explode. Yeah. So for me, that's the advice that I will give, is just let yourself being vulnerable with art.
Okay. Thank you.
If I had anything to put in, I'm going to tail off what JD said about, how art saves. It still saves me. And how I got here, I'm always amazed on the journey of it. And I don't know if it's so much advice I'd have to give you. I'd want to commend you on what you're doing. At your age, you're in such a good place and you're so wise. I wish I was wise as you are at your age, and or was as wise. I don't know. I'm tripping on my words. They're not scripted. But you are setting a good example for future writers and the youth, that they can do what you're doing. You're showing them that it's possible and that it's good, and good things can come of it, and the experiences and the people that you get to interact through these things. And, I'm very honored and very happy that I got to be part of this, because like when you said it saves, it still saves us and it keeps us going. So thank you for that.
Thank you. Thank all of you for joining and actually being a part of it. I really appreciate all that, and for acting it out so perfectly. It was really cool to watch.
Cool.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me. Beautiful, man.
Yeah, thank you for all those really kind words. I know BB appreciates. We all appreciate here at YCP. So thank you for that. But unfortunately, that's the end of our show. So BB, thank you again for letting us showcase your script, and thank you for our audience out there for tuning in and supporting our YCP students. So please join us on Friday, May 15th at 1 p.m. for our final live read. The cast of Narcos Mexico is going to be reading the scripts from students from Margaret B. Brown Elementary in Daly City and Barbara Worth Junior High School in Brawley, California. It's going to be down at 1 p.m. You don't want to miss it. So also for our YCP students, there's a short assignment that accompanies this reading that you receive shortly. And for anyone else who wants to follow along, you can take our short quiz on Facebook or Instagram. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and like this video. See you next Friday on YCP Live Reads. Bye, everyone.
Peace.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Sure.